Hare Krishna. Welcome you all for this Brahma-saṁhitā discussions. Today we are going to discuss Shloka 8, 9, 10 Krishna willing, and there's a lot of ground to cover. So we'll start for next. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Okay, Hare Krishna. So I'll just share the screen with you, and we will be reading from Brahma-saṁhitā. So I'm reading Shloka 8. Niyati saramadevi tatpriya tadvasham tada tadlingam bhagavan shambhur jyoti rupa sanatanah yayoni sapara shaktir kamo bijam mahadhare. Here in text 8. The secondary process of association with Maya is described. Rama Devi, the spiritual chit potency, beloved consort of the Supreme Lord, is the regulatrix of all entities. The divine plenary portion of Krishna creates the mundane world. At creation, there appears a divine halo of the nature of his own subjective portion, Swamsha. This halo is divine Shambhu, the masculine symbol or manifested emblem of the Supreme Lord. This halo is the dim twilight reflection of the supreme eternal effulgence. This masculine symbol is the subjective portion of divinity who functions as progenitor of the mundane world, subject to the supreme regulatrix, Niyati. The concerning potency in regard to mundane creation makes her appearance out of the supreme regulatrix. She is Maya, the limited, non-absolute, apara potency, the symbol of mundane feminine productivity. The intercourse of these two bring forth the faculty of perfected cognition, the reflection of the seed of the procreative desire of the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna. So, here we are hearing the secondary activity of the Lord, which is material creation. The primary activity of the Lord is enjoyment with his Rama Devi, Rama potency. And the secondary, auxiliary activity is creation of material world. So this shloka describes this process, how actually happens. We'll be reading from the purport and just going step by step. Let me do like this, share with you purport. Okay, so remember yesterday's purport. We were just going through the purport yesterday, but the introduction was done yesterday. I'll just read from yesterday's purport first. Okay, the illusory energy has no direct contact with Krishna, but has got indirect contact. Vishnu, the prime cause, lying in the causal ocean, the plenary portion of Mahasankarshan, who has his seat in Mahavaikuntha, the sphere of Krishna's own extended transcendental pastimes, casts his glance toward the deluding energy. So yesterday this was explained that the Mahasankarshan, the Sankarshan of Dvitiya Chaturvyuha from Vaikuntha, he expands into Mahavishnu, the first Purusha Avatara who is laying down on Karna ocean. Mahavishnu or Karanodakashayi Vishnu. Okay, so this is what yesterday purport said. All right, back to the purport. So here, Vishnu, the prime cause, lying in the causal ocean, the plenary portion of Mahasankarshan. Okay, whereas he sits in Mahavaikuntha, the sphere of Krishna's own external transcendental pastime, casts his glance toward the deluding energy. Even in casting his glance, he has no contact with the deluding energy, because the spiritual chit potency, Rama, then carries the function of his glance as his unpolluted, ever-submissive potency. So the point is that Lord creates by his potency, by his energies. Even his glance is carried by his potency, Rama Devi, chit potency. Okay, so this is what they said. The deluding energy, as the maid servant of the spiritual chit potency Rama, serves the manifested plenary portion of Godhead consorted with Rama. The time energy represented the force of activity and instrumentality of Rama. Hence, there is found the process of masculinity or the creative force. So here, it is said that the deluding energy serves as a maid servant. Maid servant of spiritual chit potency. She is the shadow of Rama Devi, Maya, external potency. Okay? And now serves the manifested plenary portion Godhead consorted with Rama. The time energy representing force of activity. So here we see that Rama Devi carries the potency of the Lord. She is the potency, but she is also carries the wish of the Lord, Icha Shakti. It is Lord's desire to create. So Rama Devi carries this glance of the Lord, function of the glance, and there we have few energies involved. Activity, force, Kriya Shakti. Then we have instrumentality of Rama, masculinity of creative force. So here the shloka continues. That Rama Devi is the regulatrix of all entities. Okay, that means that the Jiva Shakti also given to Rama Devi to carry. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains this, that from the glance of Mahavishnu, millions of jivas emanates from his eyes. So Rama Devi carries this in the, I will show you on the photo here. Okay, Lord glances, you can see the spots of lights glancing towards the Maya. Okay, but the glance is carried by Rama Devi. The Jiva Shakti, the Icha Shakti, desire of the Lord to create. Kala Shakti, the time factor. Kriya Shakti, the potency of activity, all these things. So this is all done by Rama Devi. Rama Devi carries that function. Okay. So Srila Jiva Goswami goes on explaining here, who is Rama Devi? And make it clear. He gives innumerable quotes to explain what is position of Rama Devi. So I'll just share some of the quotes with you. Okay, let me see here. Are you seeing this? Yes. Okay, takes a little time. Okay. Okay. So here, Srila Jiva Goswami explains this, that this shloka 8 today, what we read, the first verse immediately answers this question, who is Rama Devi? She is controlled by Niyati, the Lord, is called Rama Devi. That potency which is controlled by the Lord. Okay? And I'll just show in the shloka first, then you can see what we are talking about. Niyati Sarama Devi. The regulator, she, Rama, the spiritual potency. Priya, beloved of him. Vasham, under the control. So here, the Lord Shakti arising from his own Swarupa, and thus self-manifesting or shining. She is non-material potency. She is purely spiritual potency coming from Krishna's own Swarupa. Okay, this is completely different than what we yesterday read, that material potency is shy to come in front of the Lord. No, she is the consort of the Lord. She is Priya, Tat Priya. She is dear to the Lord. Okay? Tad Lingam Bhagavan Shambhu. Okay. So now Srila Jiva Goswami will quote from the Bhagavatam, Anapayani Bhagavati Shri Sakshat Atmano Harehe. The goddess of fortune Shri, who never leaves the Lord's side, appears with him in this world as the representation of his internal potency. So here immediately he quotes to explain that wherever Lord takes avatar, Lakshmi Devi also takes avatar with him. And we know that in different places, like when Lord take form of Nrsimhadev, Lakshmi will take particular form to accompany him. or Lord take form of a Rama, then Lakshmi will take form of Sita. So this is how it goes. Lakshmi Narayan, wherever different avatar comes, they will be accompanied by the Lakshmi Devi. Okay, so in commentary to this shloka in 12th canto, which was Anapayini Bhagavati, Shri Sakshat Atmano Hare, Srila Sridhar Swami comments here that Anapayini Hare Shakti means the energy of Lord is inseparable from him. Anapayini, this is what it means, inseparable from him. Because it is directly his part. Sakshat Atmanaha. Sakshat Atmanaha. This is here mentioned. So, because it is spiritual form belonging to Lord Swarupa, it's considered not different from him in the spiritual nature. Okay. The word Saksha directly in person is used to distinguish her from the energy which is inferior, Maya Shakti. Because immediately then quote is given, Villajamanaya Yasya Stato Miksha Pate Muya. So this is the famous shloka explaining that the illusory energy of Lord cannot stand before the Lord, being ashamed of her position. But those who are bewildered by her always talk nonsense, being absorbed in thoughts of it is I and it is mine. So this is big difference. These two energies are big difference. One is a spiritual chit potency and one is asat. One is not spiritual potency. Maya. So this is first established. Then Srila Jiva Goswami goes on quoting the inseparability of Rama from the Lord as described in Vishnu Purana. She, the mother of universe, you see here Jagan Mata, another name of Lakshmi, Jagan Mata. She, the mother of the universe, inseparable. Again, Anapayini is used for. From the Lord eternally. Just as Vishnu is all pervading, she is all pervading also. So we understand that Lakshmi is Shakti Tattva. We have Vishnu Tattvas, Lord himself, his own forms, and then you have Shakti Tattvas. Shakti Tattvas means Lakshmi Devi and her expansions. It's not Jiva Tattva. It's not mundane, ordinary Jiva like us, so by some punya achieve association of the Lord. No, this is eternal potency of the Lord. So this is established first here. Okay. Another quote is given from Vishnu Purana also. Just as the Lord of the universe, Janardhan, incarnates in this world, his consort also incarnates with him. So now this is very important to establish. Why? Who is the cause of creation? Bhagavan, Vishnu, with his potencies. What first primary potency act in creation is spiritual potency. Okay. So from spirit matter comes. The ultimate cause is Bhagavan with his potency. Mahavishnu and Ramadevi, they are actually the cause of creation. Okay. Now we'll continue reading the purport. Okay. Sankarshan, possessor of creative desire, is the subjective portion of Krishna, taking initiative in bringing about the birth of mundane world. Okay. So from that Mahasankarshan of Dvitiya Chaturyuha, desire is created, he expands into Mahavishnu. Now, lying in the causal water as the primal Purusha avatar, he cast his glance towards Maya, the limited potency. Okay, so this is what we were discussing. Such glance is the efficient cause of the mundane creation. Efficient cause means it is the efficient cause means the original reason why creation takes place. To simply put it in that way. Efficient cause means it's because of this, it happens. Okay, primary cause, you may say. In Sanskrit, it's nimitta. This is the word used. Shambhu, the symbol of masculine mundane procreation, is the dim halo or this reflected effulgence. Okay, now we have appearance of Shambhu. Who is Shambhu? The symbol of masculine mundane procreation. dim halo of this reflected effulgence. It is this symbol which is applied to the organ of generation of Maya, the shadow of Rama, or the divine potency. So now this effulgence of the Lord's glance takes form of Shambhu. Okay. So this is how creation takes place. The effulgence, the glance of the Lord, shines beautifully, effulgently, and takes the form. And form is of masculine mundane procreation. It's a symbol. It's a linga. Okay. So from effulgence of the Lord's glance, you will see the word is used twilight. Twilight is a moment when the sunset is happening. Twilight. It's not full bright like original light, but twilight. Okay. So now usually we have Rama Devi's shadow becomes Maya. Lord Vishnu's shadow becomes Shambhu, but it's not shadow. Lord Vishnu's shadow is not dark. Actually, not a shadow, but in this case, glance. From his glance, which is effulgence, the dim halo of effulgence of the glance takes form of Shiva Linga, Shambhu. Okay, now what is happening? That Rama Devi now gives Kala Shakti, Jiva Shakti, Icha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, empowers now, shifts next glance to the Shiva. All these potencies given by Vishnu to her, she now carries to Lord Shiva, Shambhu. Okay. Now he got this original desire for procreation, Icha Shakti by the Lord. Now he's invested in Shiva. Now he desires to create. Okay, his desire is now enhanced by that. Now he uses the symbol of masculine mundane procreation is dim halo of this reflected effulgence. It is symbol which is applied to the organ of generation of Maya. Now we have the yoni. Shiva Linga, you will see you know how Shiva Linga looks like. Yeah? There is an accommodative down, yoni, and there is a linga. And why Shiva Linga is worshipped? It represents creation of the world. That's what it is. Therefore, it's worshipped. Huh? So it is true that by the desire of Lord Vishnu and by the power of his spiritual chit potency, Rama Devi, Lord Shambhu is empowered to impregnate Maya now. So he carries the Kala, time, energy, and Jivas into the Maya. Okay, so we will read more. The first phase of the appearance of mundane desire created by Mahavishnu is called the seminal principles of Mahat, or the perverted cognitive faculty. It is this which is identical to the mental principle ripe for procreative activity. The conception underlying is that it is the will of Purusha who creates by using the efficient and material principles. Okay, so here the first phase of the appearance of mundane desire. Actually, Mahavishnu has desire for procreation, but his desires are pure, spiritual. Okay, and then when this desire is shifted through Rama Devi to Shambhu, their desire becomes tinged with the material concept, with material, polluted with material understanding. Okay, so his understanding is identical mental principle, right, for procreative activity. The concept is there. He got the idea of creation. But now the Shiva carries out that duty. Okay? And what is used to do it? Efficiency is Maya, or the productive feminine organ. Material principle is Shambhu, or the procreative masculine organ. Mahavishnu is Purusha, or the dominating divine person wielding the will. Okay, so we understand that how now who all are involved in the creation. Okay, Pradhana, or the substantive principle in the shape of mundane entities, is the material principle. Pradhana is unmanifested mode of the material nature. That everything is there. All the senses are there, all the five gross elements, subtle elements, senses, sense objects, everything is there, but it's in subtle form. And is not agitated by time. Totality of material energy, eternal, spiritual, pradhana, the subtle, the most subtle concept. This is pradhana. Now, so all the material elements, everything is supplied by pradhana. Nature, embodying the accommodating principle, adhara, is maya. Accommodative principle, adhara shakti, means the accommodative, all embodying principle of material nature. The principle of embodied will bring about the intercourse of the two. It is dominating divine person, Purusha, subjective portion of Krishna, that the manifester of the material world. All of these three are creators. Okay. So, okay, I'll just split it right from the purpose just to make it a little clear. I know it could be confusing, all the new terms, but it's quite straightforward. Here, Mahavishnu's glance is described as efficient cause, instrumental, the reason for the creation. This is right from the purpose. The will, his will, the Purusha who creates by using efficient and material principles. So here, these are the factors involved. Mahavishnu is Purusha, or the dominating divine person welding the will. Efficiency is Maya, or the productive feminine organ. The material principle is Shambhu, or the procreative masculine organ. Pradhana, or the substantial principle in the shape of mundane entities, is material principle. And nature embodying accommodative principle, adhara, is Maya. So you may say it is double division, double nimitta, double upadana principles. But here, really what is happening, ultimate cause is the Lord. Look at this shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam. Prakriti is the material cause, the Purusha is foundational cause. Time is the indirect cause, is the agitator of Prakriti. I'm all the three. I'm all these three, Bhagavan says. Because from Bhagavan, spiritual Shakti emanates, material Shakti emanates, time factor emanates. So ultimately it's him, he is the creator. Okay, you cannot say anybody else is creator. Correct? So the potter from the clay makes a pot. Okay. So what is the really cause of the pot's existence? You may say clay, but clay cannot assemble himself without the potter. Correct? So the potter is actually ultimate cause. And you may say ingredient used is a clay shaped in particular form. Correct? So you cannot say that clay itself, that itself is the cause. No, it's not possible because clay we find everywhere, but in the pot shape, you don't find without Purusha principle, without the creator. Okay. So we'll be discussing more of this. The Lord is the ultimate cause. Srila Prabhupada says this. Look at this nice quote. Are you getting? You are sharing? Excuse me. The material nature is one of the energies of the Lord, and she can work under the direction of the Lord, Adhyakshena, Maya Adhyakshena. When the Lord throws his transcendental glance over material nature, then only can the material nature act. As a father contacts the mother, who is then able to conceive a child. Although it appears to the layman that the mother gives birth to the child, the experienced man knows that the father gives birth to the child. The material nature, therefore, produces the moving and standing manifestations of the material world after being contacted by the Supreme Father and not independently. Considering material nature to be the cause of creation, maintenance, etc., is called the logic of nipples on the neck of a goat. The Chaitanya Charitamrita by Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami describes this logic, Ajagala Stana Nyaya, as follows. The material nature, as the material cause, is known as pradhana. and as the efficient cause is known as Maya. But since it is inert matter, it is not the remote cause of creation. So therefore, Krishna, as Kaviraj Goswami says, Ataeva Krishna Mula Jagat Karan, Prakriti Karana Yaiche Ajagalasthana. If you think that the nipples on the goat's neck will give you milk, you are wrong. so what is it? Because Karnadakashaya Vishnu is a plenary expansion of Krishna. It is he who electrifies the matter to put it in motion. So this is the Ataeva Krishna Mula Jagat Karana. Actually, the father who gives the seed to the mother, he is the cause. He is the cause of the child's birth. She cannot do it without the father. So here, this is explained. Same thing. Why we are stressing this so much? For us, just makes sense and okay. But look, all material science believes that matter is cause of life without the spiritual conscious principle, Purusha principle, without Karana, without other cause behind it. And we are very much against it because that ruins all your life. All your life is ruined if you do not understand that actually what is the efficient cause? What is the nimitta, Karan? That Lord is behind it. The conscious living entity is behind it. So here, Lord Mahavishnu is both nimitta and upadana cause. Nimitta means efficient and upadana means material, ingredient cause. Okay. Rama Devi's shadow becomes Yoni. She is also nimitta because she provides the creation. She actually carries the function of giving the birth. Mahavishnu's glands, Shambhu, upadana, material or ingredient cause. So they are subsequent creators, you may say, secondary creators. But ultimately, Lord Vishnu is the final creator. And immediately Vishnu Purana is quoted. The power involved in creating universe is situated as 100 million portion of the Lord. Yasya yutam shabse vishva shaktir yam stita. So this is explained that Bhagavan doesn't have to create himself. He has his potency to create. And what is that? Power involved in creating universe is 100 million portion of the Lord. This much effort takes to him to create. This is his power. It's not main business of God creation. This is not his main activity. This is not his main business, and this is not his major effort either. Oh, I have to create. That's the biggest thing God does. No, the biggest thing God does is he enjoys with his devotees eternal pastimes. That's what he does. That's what Bhagavan does. Eko Devo Nitya Leela Anurakto. Again and again we are repeating this because this is essential, But we heard Shiva is creating, Durga is creating material. Sure, on the behalf of Lord Vishnu. Sure, why not? They are agents, empowered. And here you can see how, by Rama Devi. Okay, so here I'll just continue the purport. The seed of amorous creative desire in Goloka is the embodiment of pure cognition. The desire of Lord to enjoy in spiritual world is in pure state. That's what it said. The seed of sex desire to be found in this mundane world is that of Kali, etc., who are the shadows of divine potency. Now, sex desire of material world, selfish desire, thinking of my own self-enjoyment, not of pleasing the Lord. That started here with the intercourse of Shambhu and Durga, Maya. That mixture, that little selfishness started there. Material things started there. Okay? The former, although it is the prototype of the later, is located very far from it. So although the sex desire in living entities as us originates from God, but his one is pure and our is perverted one. His one gives transcendental pleasure, our one gives miserable suffering, bondage, Maya. The seed of the mundane sex desire is the perverted reflection in this mundane world of the seed of the original creative desire. So this is clear. Because Lord has this desire for creation and procreation, we also have. But our is polluted. Our is motivated selfishly. We are centered around it. The process of apariya of Shambhu is recorded in the 10th and 15th shlokas. So that will be explained. So now I suggest we read one more time translation, then it kind of sits. We get it kind of settles in our mind. You know, it's quite clear and it's quite complex simultaneously. Okay, I'll read again. Attention, please, it's required. The secondary process of association in Maya is described. Rama Devi, the spiritual chit potency, beloved consort of Supreme Lord, is the regulatrix of all entities. She is regulatrix of all entities. Okay. The divine plenary portion of Krishna creates mundane world. Who is that? Mahavishnu. Okay. At creation, there appears divine halo of the nature of his own subjective portion, Swamsha. Okay, now now what we understand here, that the Shambhu, and we are talking here in this shloka, Srila Jiva Goswami said, this is not Shambhu discussed in shloka later on 45. Shriram Yata Vidkara Vishesha Yoga. No, this Shambhu is Swamsha. This Shambhu is not different from the Lord. This halo is divine Shambhu, the masculine symbol or manifested emblem of Supreme Lord. This halo is the dim twilight reflection of the supreme eternal effulgence. Okay. Now, why this is described? When that effulgence take a form of a linga, Shambhu, before he touched the Maya, he is Vishnu Tattva. He is completely not different from the Lord. But once he touched the Maya, his power is diminished by association of the modes. And then he turns into Shiva Tattva. Shiva Tattva is separate Tattva. We have Vishnu Tattva, Shakti Tattva, Shiva Tattva. He is neither Jiva, he is neither Lord. He is the form of the Lord by which Lord creates material world. This is what it is. Shiva is the form of Vishnu who deals with Maya, because Maya cannot stand in front of Vishnu. So whenever form is taken to deal with material creation, to deal with Maya, that is Shiva. And I will show you Prabhupada's quotes for that to understand properly. Here. Here. Srila Prabhupada says like this. That, okay. Light is present in every bulb, but the gradations of light are different. Similarly, there are gradations of Brahma. The Vishnu Swamsha, expansion of the Supreme Lord, is in different Vishnu forms are like lamps. Lord Shiva is also like a lamp, and the supreme candle power, or the 100% light, is Krishna. The Vishnu Tattva has 94% of Krishna's power. Even Vishnu Tattva, all forms will not emanate or display all the powers that Krishna has. The Shiva Tattva has 84%, from 94 to 84%. You see that? Lord Brahma has 78%, and the living entities are also like Brahma. Also 78% maximum can display. But in the conditioned state, that power is still more dim. So you can see that although it's coming from the Lord, expanded from the Lord, it's a halo of Lord's glance. But soon as he touched the Maya, his power is different, diminished. It's not considered anymore equal to Vishnu. Okay. Look at this. This is in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Niyamsha kalaya Krishna tamaguna angikare samhararte maya sange rudra rupa dhari. Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, expands a portion of his plenary portion and accepting the association of material mode of ignorance, assumes the form of Rudra to solve the cosmic manifestation. Now this is again, who is that? Portion of his plenary portion, Garbhodakashaya Vishnu, when wants to destroy the universe, expands into Rudra. Who is the form of destruction? Same thing. Mahavishnu, to create material world, expands into Shambhu, the form which deals with Maya, with matter. Same thing, Garbhodakasha Vishnu, when he wants to destroy the world, he expands into Rudra. Look at this. Accepting association of material mode of ignorance, he assumes form of Rudra. Okay? Same thing. He assumes form of Shambhu. Okay, see this. The conclusion is that the incarnation of Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma indicates the absence of the supreme power of Vishnu. When the supreme power is not there, it is possible to associate Maya, the external energy. Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva are to be considered creations of Maya. Look at this statement. When the supreme power is not there, it's possible to associate with Maya. Otherwise, Maya has no chance to stand in front of Vishnu. So, who is Lord Shiva? It's a Vishnu's form who deals with Maya. When before the touching of the Maya, he is Vishnu Tattva. As soon as he touches the Maya, turns into Shiva Tattva. And therefore, two abodes are there. Now, this is described in the purport to Goloka Namne Nijadamni Talechatasya Devi Mahesha Haridama Suteshu Teshu. Here, I'll just read it. I have it right here. Okay, look at this. This is the shloka. Goloka is above Devi Dham, above Mahesh Dham, above Haridam. And purport says like this. Look. Next, above Devi Dham is located Shiva Dham, one portion of which, called Mahakala Dham, is enveloped in darkness. Interpenetrating this portion of Shiva Dham, there shines the Sadashiva Loka full of great light. One planet has two portions. One is dark portion, one is shining. Look, read again. Lord Shiva Dham, one portion of which called Mahakala Dham. Mahakala Dham means the abode of the great time, or when time counts. This is the moment when Rama Devi given Kala Shakti, time energy to the Lord Shiva. Time counts. Lord of Pradhana, Mahakaladam. Pradhana is dark color like a dark blue color described in Brihad Bhagavatamrita. And before touching the Maya, Lord is completely pure. He's not different from Vishnu. He is Sadashiva Loka, shines full of great light, right at the entrance of the Vaikuntha in Brahmajyoti. So here you can see this depicted here in the chart. Sadashiva Loka. You see here? Sadashiva Loka, Sadashiva, Vishnu Tattva, Mahakaladam, Shambhu, Shiva Tattva, Lord of Pradhana. Here, carrying the Trishul, past, present, and future, carrying the Trishul of time, carrying the Jivas. And as soon as he touches the Maya, the Pradhana turns into Mahatattva. The Pradhana, the material energy, becomes agitated by the time factor, and Jivas are impregnated. He impregnates Maya with the Jivas, and then she accommodates in the womb, and she goes on producing all the bodies and this and that we'll see the next step in the creation. So this is very unique position, Lord Shiva. You can see he's even before Brahma is created, Shiva existed. No? So it's a little complex to understand, but in one way it's simple also. he creates on behalf of Vishnu. But, no? Prabhupada said, okay, I'll just read directly from Srila Prabhupada. Look at this. Lord Vishnu acts through Lord Shiva in the creation of the material world. Lord Shiva acts on behalf of Lord Vishnu. When the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 14:4 that he is the father of all living entities, Aham Bija Pradapita, this refers to actions performed by Lord Vishnu through Lord Shiva. No, Aham Bija Pradapita, I'm seed giving father. But who did it? On the desire of Lord Vishnu, Shiva did it, actually. Lord Vishnu is always unattached to material activities. And when material activities are to be performed, Lord Vishnu performs them through Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is therefore worshipped on the level of Lord Vishnu. When Lord Vishnu is untouched by the external energy, he is Lord Vishnu. But when he is in touch with the external energy, he appears in his feature as Lord Shiva. So therefore, it's very difficult to understand Shiva Tattva. Sometimes Shiva is glorified almost as good as Vishnu, or as good as Vishnu in the Shastras. That we understand that that time who is glorified? Sada Shiva. Vishnu Tattva is glorified. When Lord Shiva associates with Maya, then his position is subordinate to Lord Vishnu, not equal to Lord Vishnu. Okay, so now I like to read the next shloka. I'll just share the screen and see the next shloka, because this is very much connected. Okay. Linga yonyatmika jata ima maheshwari prajaha. All offspring of the consort of the great Lord Maheshwara of this mundane world are of the nature of the embodiment of the mundane masculine and feminine generative organs. Purport. The full quadrantal extension of the Supreme Lord is His Majesty. Of this, the triquadral extension of unlamenting, non-perishing, non-apprehending situations constitute the majesties of the realms of Vaikuntha and Goloka, etc. In this temporal realm of Maya, Devas and men, all this together with all mundane worlds are the great majesties of the limited potency. Okay, so this is explanation of Tripada Vibhuti, Ekapada Vibhuti, and what is happening within material world. All these entities are embodiments of the masculine and feminine organs of generation by the distinction of efficient and material causal principles. Or in other words, they are produced by the proto-sexual intercourse between the male and female organs of generation. All the information that has been accumulated by the agency of science of this world possesses this nature of sexual co-union. Everything is created through sex. That's what it says. And what is the principle of material world? Selfish desire of enjoyment. Trees, plants, and even all insentient entities are embodiment of the co-union of male and female. The feature that is of special significance is that although such expressions as the generative organs of male and female are indecorous, yet in scientific literature, these words expressing the above mentioned principles are exceedingly wholesome and productive of abiding value. Now, we may not like to use it. Why spiritual people using this sex, why you're talking about sex? But this is the underlying principle of material existence. The desire of Jiva to enjoy separately from the Lord, the selfish desire. Ichat dvesha samutena dvandva mohena bharat. The desire to enjoy is the binding force. Desire to give pleasure to Krishna is his liberating force. Therefore, and if you see the universe, if you see everything is based on that, gross or subtle, everything is based on this attraction between male and female, which is perverted reflection of the pure desire of the Lord for creation and procreation. Indecorum is merely an entity penetrating to the external custom of society. But science, and especially the higher science, cannot destroy the true entity by deference to social customs. Just because you don't want to talk about it doesn't mean that that principle is not there in the world. Wherefore, in order to demonstrate the seed of mundane sex desire, the basic principle of this phenomenon world, the use of those identical words is indispensable. But actually, how to explain? You have to use those words because this is the reality. The sex is the binding force, is the main principle of material world. But the use of all of these words, only the masculine energy or the predominating active potency and female energy or the predominated active potency are to be understood. So why we are using all these words, why we are talking about sex, why all these things is described even in Vedas, in the Shastra, why you people are shocked in the West when they realize that Shiva Linga means the generative organs of Shiva and Parvati. They're shocked. Oh my God, they are worshipping genitals of Shiva and Parvati. Yes, because this is reality. This presents creation. And you are also having children. You are also born by the generative instrument. No, you may be polite and ignore it, but you understand the real nature of it. What is the real nature? The real reality is that desire of enjoyment is there in God. No, and if jiva turns to satisfy the Lord's senses, then the bliss, the perfection, the transcendental pleasure is achieved. But if jiva goes on trying to satisfy his own senses, eternally suffering, simply suffering will be the result of all of this. So this is the shloka 9 and shloka 10. I read. Shaktiman Purusho Soyam Linga Rupi Maheshwara Tasmin Avirat Bhulinge Mahavishnu Jagatpati. The person embodying the material causal principle, the great lord of this mundane world, Maheshwara Shambhu, in the form of male generating organ, is joined to his female consort, the limited energy Maya, as the efficient causal principle. The Lord of the world, Mahavishnu, is manifest in him by his subjective portion in the form of his glands. So here, summary of whatever we heard is given. The person embodying the material causal principle, the great Lord of this mundane world, Maheshwara, Shambhu, in the form of male generating organ, Shiva Linga, is joined to his female consort, the limited time energy, Maya energy, external Shakti, shadow of Rama Devi, as the efficient causal principle. Okay? The Lord of the world, Mahavishnu, is manifesting him by his subjective portion in the form of his glance. Just by glancing, Lord Mahavishnu actually created everything through the potency of Rama Devi and then Shambhu and Maya. This is how creation takes place. This is what has happened. Purport. In the transcendental atmosphere, Paravyoma, where spiritual majesty preponderates, there is a present Sri Narayan who is non-different from Krishna. Mahasankarshan, subjective plenary facsimile of the extended personality of Narayan, is also the divine plenary portion of propagatory embodiment of Krishna. So here again is introduced the topic. No? That from Krishna, Narayan is expanded, from Narayana, Sankarshan is expected, or Mahasankarshan, or Dvitiya Chaturvyuha. By the power of his spiritual energy, a plenary subjective portion of him, eternally reposing in the neutral stream of Viraja, forming the boundary between the spiritual and mundane realms, casts his glance at creation unto the limited shadow potency. Now, Mahasankarshan expansion, Mahavishnu, who lays down, reposing in the natural stream of Viraja, forming the boundary between the spiritual and mundane realm, casts his glance at creation unto the limited shadow potency. Okay, so remember, here, Mahavishnu. Okay, he's casting his glance. You see the glance going where? To Maya. Who is the shadow of Rama Devi? Okay. Oops. Okay. You see it? Yes. Maya, who is located far away from himself. Okay. Thereupon, Shambhu, Lord of Pradhana, embodying the substantial principle of all material entities, who is the same as Rudra, the dim reflection of the Supreme Lord's own divine glance, consummates his intercourse with Maya, the efficient mundane causal principle. Okay, is it clear? The Lord of Pradhana now carries the jiva and time into the pradhana and going to impregnate material nature by the living entities and time. But he can do nothing independently of the energy of Mahavishnu, representing the direct spiritual power of Krishna. Therefore, the principle of Mahat, or the perverted cognitive faculty, is produced only when the subjective plenary portion of Krishna, the prime divine avatar, Mahavishnu, who is the subjective portion of Sankarshan, himself, the subjective portion of Krishna, is propitious towards the active mutual endeavors of Maya, Shiva's consort Shakti, and Pradhana, or the principle of substantial mundane causality. So, agreeably to the initiative of Mahavishnu, the consort of Shiva creates successfully the mundane ego and tralala. Okay, that will come to that. So here, look how clear Bhakti Saraswati Thakur puts it in the purport. Therefore, the principle of Mahat, or the perverted cognitive faculty, is produced only when Krishna wants it. Basically, it's done only by the will of the Lord. Okay, and he explained, when the subjective plenary portion, plenary means complete, when subjective plenary portion of Krishna, prime divine avatar, Mahavishnu, who is portion of Sankarshan, who himself is expansion of Krishna. Correct. So you'll find many times in Prabhupada's books this. Prabhupada just talks in the lectures mostly actually. Prabhupada says, Krishna explains to Balaram, Balaram explains to Adi Chaturvyuha, Vasudeva Sankarshan Pradyumna Aniruddha. Sankarshan from Adi Chaturvyuha explains Lord Narayan of Vaikuntha. Lord Narayan expands into Dvitiya Chaturvyuha, Vasudeva Sankarshan Pradyumna Aniruddha. Dvitiya Chaturvyuha Sankarshan is called Mahasankarshan, and he expands into Mahavishnu. Okay. So this is this is what is explained here in 2 sentences, basically. Okay. Then we'll see next layer of creation. Agreeably to the initiative of Mahavishnu, the consort of Shiva creates successively the mundane ego, ahankara, the 5 mundane elements, bhutas, space, etc., their attributes, tanmatras, and the limited senses of the conditioned soul jivas. The constituent particles in the form of pencils of effulgence of Mahavishnu are manifest as the individual soul jivas. This will be elaborated in the sequel. So now we go to the next. What actually happened when all these jivas and Kala Shakti enters into Pradhana? What happens? All this commotion happens. The senses are agitated, the modes are moving around, the tanmataras are created, tamasi ego is created, senses are created, devatas are created. Everything you will see, it will come now. Next level will be that type of discussion. Okay. Now, okay, let me see. Now, one more thing to cover. From Chaitanya Charitamrita, now we found the information that I'll just read, okay. Maya, I don't know Bengali, Maya yache dui amsha nimita upadan. Maya nimita hetu upadan pradhan. Purusha Ishvara yache dvimurti haya. Vishwa srishti kare nimita upadana lana. Like that. Okay. Just as the external energy consists of 2 parts, the efficient cause, nimitta, and the material cause, upadana, maya, being the efficient cause, and Pradhana, the material cause. So Lord Vishnu, Supreme Personality of Godhead, assumes two forms to create material world with the efficient and material causes. Okay. Now we are hearing there are two forms of Vishnu involved here in the creation. All right. Already we mentioned who is the second form? Sadashiva, yeah. Before he touched the Maya, is a Vishnu Tattva. Okay. Now here. Nimitta kare tenhom Maya te ikshan. Upadana advaita karana brahmanda srijan. So we know here. Lord Vishnu is in his efficient aspect, glances over the material energy. And Śrī Advaita, as the material cause, creates the material world. So Mahavishnu glances and Sadashiva carries the form of the glance. So we know that Advaita Acharya is Mahavishnu and Sadashiva's avatar. Correct? You heard this before? Yes, thank you. So here, the Srila Prabhupada explains. Advaita Acharya is Ishwar. His incarnation Mahavishnu. Sometimes Advaita Acharya is called Sadashiva avatar. The Sadashiva is also expansion of Mahavishnu. So either way you could say, incarnation Sadashiva or Mahavishnu, it doesn't matter. But Advaita Acharya is Ishwara Tattva. He is not Shakti Tattva. He is Ishwara Tattva. And we are all Shakti Tattva. Therefore, there is a difference. We are all Shakti Tattva in the sense that we are Jivas, Prakriti, energy of the Lord. But we are not Shakti Tattva in the categories that we used to explain, this Lakshmis and Gopis, not like that. Everyone is Prakriti. There is only one Purusha, that is Krishna. In that way, we are all energies of the Lord. But here, what the Prabhupada is clearly saying, Ishwara Tattva means Vishnu Tattva. He is Vishnu, and we are Shakti. We are Jiva Shakti. We are not equal to him. Okay, so many times is explained this two function, Maya, Pradhan. Maya has two functions. One is called Maya, and the other is called Pradhan. Maya refers to efficient cause. Nimitta, and Pradhan refers to ingredient cause, Upadana, that create cosmic manifestation. So now when you read Prabhupada's books, when you come to this time, it will be much more clear, and you can remember, you can relate to the, many quotes are there. Okay, many quotes are there, but okay, oh, it was already 9 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock. Okay, I'll stop here, and if you have any questions, we can discuss. And particularly us as a Gaudiya Vaishnava, we respect Lord Shiva, but for the sake of preaching, mostly we deal Shiva as one of the demigods who appear within material world. That Shiva will be described later in the Brahma-saṁhitā itself. So I'll just see if you have some questions here. Chat, okay. Okay, here you get the first question, if I'm all right. Is that first question? Hare Krishna, are all the Lakshmi Devis originated from Srimati Radharani herself? I think we had some questions from yesterday pending because yesterday our Zoom crashed down, so we had some pending questions. Are all the Lakshmi Devis originated from Srimati Radharani herself? You see, from Srimati Radharani, Gopis expands. From Gopis, Queens of Dwaraka expands. From Queens of Dwaraka, Lakshmi's expands. So it goes on from one expands another one. So from, just like in Lord, here, Kala, your plenary portion or portion of the plenary portion. Just like we have this discussion that from Krishna, Balaram expands. From Balaram, Adi Chaturyuga expands. Then Narayana expands. Then Dvitiya Chaturyuga. From Dvitiya Chaturyuga Sankarshan, we hear that Purusha avatars expand. Mahavishnu, Garbhodakasha Vishnu, Kshirodakasha Vishnu. Now from Kshirodakasha Vishnu, so many avatars come in material world. All the avatars, Guna avatars, Yuga avatars, Manvantaras, Leela avatars, Shakti Avesha avatars, everything comes from Kshirodakashaya Vishnu. So it's not directly from Krishna, but ultimate cause is Krishna. So this is called plenary portion of the plenary portion. So similarly with Lakshmis, some are directly expansion from Srimati Radha and some are expansion of the Lakshmis, expansion of the expansion of the expansion, and goes on like this. So this is the understanding. Okay. Okay. There is a question of Maya Devi, Durga. Is the is the Durga in the same category as Lord Shiva? Does she manifest like Lord Shiva 84% qualities of Lord Krishna or otherwise? Please explain in detail her position. Okay, now Durga is not in the same category as Lord Shiva. She is different. She is the Prakriti, Jada Tattva. 5 tattvas are described. Vishnu Tattva, Bhagavan himself, Shakti Tattvas, Lakshmi's, Gopis, Radharani. Then you have a Shiva Tattva, neither Jiva, neither Vishnu. Jiva Tattvas as living entity, and here Jada Tattva, material energy herself personified. So 5 different energies are there. Now, in details, we will describe, there is a full session on Durga when we come to Sri Sthiti Pralaya Sadhana Shakti Reva. Chayeva Yasya Bhuvanani Vibhati Durga. Chan Rupa Payasya Sate Sam Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajan. We are going to discuss full session there. But now what is good to know now that she is inferior, asat, external energy of the Lord. She is not manifesting 84% qualities of the. That's nowhere mentioned. I don't remember reading that anywhere. It's particularly mentioned for Lord Shiva. Is it separate tattva? Okay, this is briefly. When Shiva impregnates Maya, the jivas stay inside of Maya Devi. Then how are these jivas finally transferred to the material earth or other planets? Yes, don't worry. They are transferred. Jivas are transferred in the next process, which we still didn't describe, but now it's coming. The creation of universes as a golden eggs will be explained soon in the next few shlokas. And then in each universe, Mahavishnu expands in another form, Garbhodakashaya Vishnu. He takes from Maya subjective portion, groups of jivas, and carries them in each universe. So this is done by Garbhodakashaya Vishnu. So that we will come to that, we'll come to that. Okay. Mahamaya is represented by Durga. Who is the representative of Yoga Maya? Yoga Maya is a spiritual potency. It's a Lakshmi, Chit potency. Many places is described Yoga Maya. Just Yoga Maya herself. And why represented? Mahamaya is Durga. Yoga Maya. Okay. Then how and when Jiva saw the sex desire? Why Lord Krishna created mundane sex desire? Why can't Lord preach to Jiva in spiritual world and make him Krishna conscious? Why he gave a little freedom? Well, this question is answered by Srila Prabhupada that because Lord is Swaraj, supremely independent, Jiva is made on the picture of God, as the Bible says. And Jiva also has some independence. Because it's question of love. There is no force. Love means I have my independence, my choice to love you or not. And you have your choice to reciprocate that love or not. So Jiva is given independence to choose to express freely love for God or not. And because of, otherwise we are robots, we are programmed to love God. If there is independence, it must be choice. So I know you don't like that we all misuse our independence, But the fact is like this, look at us, we are in material world. We had misused our independence. We left the Lord head on, falling down in material world, trying to enjoy material resources. So this is the situation. This is the fact. Due to our misuse of independence, we actually left the Lord. And this is only 10% of jivas. Not that everybody misuses his independence. So why God given freedom? Because of love. Because he is a kind soul. Like that. Otherwise, we are just programmed like a matter. Then what is the difference? If I'm programmed to love God, what's the point then? No? What is the point? If it's done by force, then there is no love. No? Then there is, just like you're dealing with matter. This mouse here, he has no independence. He has to like me. But does he really likes me? No. I use him. It's one side. It's one-sided. Why? Because he has no independent, no consciousness to reciprocate. So jivas, they are conscious, they can reciprocate, they can express love, but that freedom is given. Choice must be given because it's question of love. Okay. I understand it is Lord's desire, but is there a specific purpose of the manifestation of the first Chaturyuga? Do they have specific duties or leelas that they perform? Yes, of course. The Chaturyuga is Vasudeva Sankarshan Pradyumna Aniruddha. This is the place where Lord displays a little bit of majesty inside of Goloka. Lord shows four-hand form. Lord is enjoying as a prince, as a king. Lord is still intimate relation, much, much closer to God you can go than in Vaikuntha. If you are in Dwaraka, Dwaraka, you are considered, Lord, to be one of your kinsmen, one of your family members. Yadavas, he's one of us. You're so close to the Lord. And you see his four-hand form, you see his opulence, you saw his fight, you saw him killing demons, you saw his might also. You're convinced, oh, he is Supreme Lord. But still, you are much, much closer associating. So this is form of Vasudeva. Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, they play these pastimes in Goloka itself, in Dwaraka and Mathura portions. And but still you're very, very intimately associating with the Lord. So yeah, there is a purpose. Definitely there is a purpose. When Krishna kills the demons, even in Vrindavan, this is not done by Krishna himself. This is done by Vasudeva portion of him. Krishna's business is playing flute, playing and dancing with the gopis. But this function is done by Vasudeva Krishna, four-handed form of Krishna. That is his. And because all the forms are there within Krishna's body. And this is exactly what next shloka of the Brahma-saṁhitā we are going to study. Sahasra Shirsha Purusha Sahasra Aksha Sahasra Path, same like Purusha Sukta shloka. Is the next shloka we are going to study, explaining that all the avatars, all the forms, everything is in the body of Mahavishnu. And from him, Garbhodakasha Vishnu expands from him, Kshirodakasha Vishnu and all avatars. That will be described. So yes, there is specific purpose, Chaturyuga, because of Krishna's Leelas in Dwaraka and Mathura, where the majesty is mixed with his sweetness. His sweetness is still there, but some majesty is added, some Aishwarya is added to the Madhurya. Okay? Do jivas go to Sadashiva Loka? Which type of jivas? Yes, those jivas who understand that Sadashiva is Vishnu Tattva, is not Shiva. By the worshipping of Shiva, you don't go to Sadashiva Loka. By worshipping of Sadashiva, Lord's form, Vishnu's form, you become one of associates of Sadashiva. You must be very clear understanding that you must be Vaishnava and you understand this is Vishnu's form. Because he is expansion of Mahasankarshan, Sadashiva has snakes on himself to remind him of Lord Sankarshan. So this is very amazing form of the Lord. This is the first of the Vaikuntha planets. Sadashiva Loka. And only Vaishnavas who understand that that form of Shiva is not different from Vishnu, they go there. Otherwise, the regular Shiva worshippers, Yanti Deva Vrata Deva, and they go to Shiva Loka, not to the Sadashiva Loka. This is eternal planet. This is Vaikuntha planet, Sadashiva Loka. So only devotees, they go there. That is the Vishnu's form. Shambhu before touching Maya is Vishnu Tattva. Yes, Sadashiva is Vishnu Tattva. Please explain difference between Pradhana and Mahatattva. Pradhana, excuse me, Pradhana is unmanifested material nature. Everything is there, all elements are there, but the Kala Shakti, the time factor is not there, and therefore nothing is happening, nothing is moving. Example is given, just like the parts of the machine, when they are fully disassembled, you can have your bike and remove every single screw and every single part and spread it all over the floor for the sake of cleaning, repairing, maintenance, for example. So somebody may come and ask, where's your bike? Here. So it's true, this is your bike, but it's disassembled. It doesn't work. You're not going to ride on it. You have to assemble it to make it work. So Pradhana is eternal, unmanifested form of material nature, subtle, the most subtle form of the matter. Everything is there. It's difficult to perceive for us maybe, but there are descriptions like that. I'll read from Srila Prabhupada's definition of Pradhana here. Pradhana, Prabhupada explains in Srimad Bhagavatam. The unmanifested eternal combination of the three modes is the cause of the manifest state, and it's called Pradhana. It is called Prakriti when in the manifest stage of existence. The aggregate elements, namely the 5 gross elements, 5 subtle elements, 4 internal senses, the 5 senses for gathering knowledge, and the 5 outward organs of action are known as the Pradhana. These are the elements. But because there is no time, they are not impregnated yet. So therefore it is not manifested, unmanifested state of material nature. And once the time is there and jivas are there, then bodies are formed, layers are formed, universes are covered, all these things happen when they are agitated by time, energy. So that is the difference. Mahatattva, manifested, becomes visible. Otherwise it's in subtle, it's invisible. Okay. Okay, we have all varieties of questions. Okay, let me see this. In the Aprakata Lila, do the souls exist in spiritual bodies in Gokul to enact pastimes with Krishna, or do in material bodies? Isn't it that being there is as good as being in spiritual world? So Lord Shiva also creates the universe with the mundane sex desire. How is that Lord Shiva is the foremost of all Vaishnavas? Oh, these are 3 questions. Okay, so goes like this. In the Aprakata Lila, do the souls exist in spiritual bodies in Gokul to enact pastimes with Krishna, or do in material bodies? No, you have your spiritual body. You're coming in front of Krishna. You have your spiritual body there. In Gokul, yes. Is it in that being there is as good as being in spiritual world? Yes, being in Gokul is as good as in spiritual world. It is spiritual world. It is not different from Goloka, Gokul. There is no difference. And even our acharyas explained so many times, even is more sweeter than Goloka. Okay, so Lord Shiva also creates the universe with the mundane sex desire. How is that Lord Shiva is the foremost of all Vaishnavas? How is Lord Shiva foremost of all Vaishnavas? Because he had some mundane sex desire like that? He is foremost of all Vaishnavas because he obeys the order of Vishnu to create material world. Therefore, he is the best of all Vaishnavas. By the order of Vishnu, he creates. Yeah. So the qualification of Lord Shiva, it's more than that. Lord Shiva is Vaishnava because he always serves Lord Vishnu. He serves his purpose. Lord Vishnu wants to create material world. Material world is created from material desire. So we don't have to blame Lord Shiva for that. We have to blame ourselves that why we have material desires. It's not that he given us, but we went for it. We are attracted with independent enjoyment. We want to enjoy separately from the Lord. So it's not, there is no blame on Shiva or something. He is acting on the order of Vishnu, and we are acting in the order of our own animalistic urges, like that. So I think that's okay. We understand all gopis are internal energy of Lord. Do gopis have free will like us? Without independence, we are like robots, right? Yes. So we understand all gopis are eternal energy of the Lord. Not all gopis are eternal energy of the Lord. Some gopis are Jiva Tattvas also, who became, by practicing of bhakti, eternal associates of the Lord. Some gopis came from this material world and joined Nitya Siddha gopis there in spiritual world. So not all of them are only spiritual potencies. The principal ones are, but others are joined there. Otherwise, why we are practicing Krishna Bhakti here? What is the gift of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? To bring us to be followers of gopis, servants of gopis, and have a spiritual body as a gopi ourselves. Those who are attracted to that particular rasa. So not that all gopis are only potencies of the Lord. Okay? Do gopis have free will? Of course they have free will. They have more free will than us. Right. We are like robots without independence. Okay. Could we also be created in the form of matter? Is it also the Lord's mercy that we are created as a spiritual potency and not jada matter? I'm afraid I'm not understanding this question. Could we be created in the form of matter? Matter is not conscious and Jiva is conscious. This is the first difference, the main principle, the main understanding, main definition. The Jiva is conscious and matter is not conscious. So how can we, if you think of living entities, be created from matter, which is unconscious? We can be dull, so dull, covered by matter, that you may say almost unconscious, like a stones, like a mountains, like trees. This is really low display of the consciousness. But how can you create life? We are living beings, we are living entities, we are conscious. We cannot be created from jada, from the unconscious matter. Now, this is some misunderstanding of the potencies. Something maybe you misunderstood the potency. If one worship Lord Shiva without worshipping Lord Vishnu, can he be promoted to Shiva Loka? As the Bhagavad Gita says, Yanti Deva Vratadevan. Yeah, he can go to Shiva Loka, but he will not go to Sada Shiva Loka, if this is what you are asking for. There is a Shiva Loka within material world. If you think that Shiva is supreme, you go there. Not that you go to Vaikuntha without understanding who is Sadashiva and who is Vishnu. No, not possible. You go to Shiva, who is within material world. That Shiva you will go there. Okay. Is Pradhana always existed at one corner of Brahma Jyoti, or it comes from Mahavishnu? Okay, so Pradhana always exists. Pradhana is eternal. He always exists. I'll read you something from the chart. Okay, share the screen. Now, Mahatattva, how is it manifested? In a corner of spiritual sky of Brahma Jyoti, a spiritual cloud sometimes appears, and the covered portion is called Mahatattva. The Lord then, by his plenary portion as Mahavishnu, lays down within the water of Mahatattva, and the water is called the causal ocean, Karana Jala. So this is how it is. The pradhana is always there, but is not seen, is unmanifested. Pradhana is always there, but is unseen by us. It's unmanifested state. But sometimes from Brahma Jyoti, Prabhupada says clearly here, from Brahma Jyoti, the cloud is formed. And that cloud covers one portion of the spiritual sky, and there the Mahavishnu below that lays down in the Karna ocean, and that is Mahatattva. So when is Mahatattva is visible, manifested. When is Pradhana is invisible, manifested, but exists eternally. Material nature exists eternally. And all this creation, for your information, it happens here actually in the northeast corner of the Vaikuntha, here, in this area. But due to the chart's practicality, the utilities principle, everything was placed here. Otherwise, this Sadashiva Loka, actually this is described here, it's a place of Vaikuntha in the 7th Avarana place of Ishana. It's not shared? Are you sure? Oh. Share screen. Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't share the screen. So all this creation, which we are describing here, and Sadashiva Loka, actually this is the planet. This one, northeast corner, Ishana, Lord Shiva, Sadashiva resides here. And here, cloud is formed, northeast corner of the Vaikuntha. And this is where the creation takes place. But because of practicality, we have to put it down in this chart, because it's very difficult to put spiritual Tripada Vibhuti on one Ekapada chart. Very difficult. Okay, I think we had plenty of questions. So I have to stop here for today. If any question pending or something, don't mind. We'll have again next time more time to discuss. I'll stop for today here. Thank you very much, and please read the next few shlokas, then you can easily follow. Thank you very much. Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Śrī Brahma-saṁhitā ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bo.